guys, Bernardo Faria here. We are here in the third episode of the BJJ Fanatics podcast, and I'm here with Satoshi Ishii
Hi, how you doing, guys?
and Michael Zenga. Guys, Michael Zenga is my business partner in BJJ Fanatics, and guys, for those who doesn't know Satoshi, Satoshi Ishii, he's the youngest Olympic champion in judo in the heavyweight division. So he won the Olympics in 2008 when he was 21 years old, and he's from Japan. And he won the Olympics in the heavyweight division. That's the heaviest division. And he was the lightest guy in the division. So he broke two records. He is the youngest one to win that division, and he's always also the lightest one to win that division. So it's gonna be a very fun interview here to
Thank you
hear
very much.
how he made it, right? How was the training for it? How is the judo in Japan? And this and that. And guys, he also competed in MMA. So he has fought guys like Fedor Emelianenko, right? Rampage, Keaton Jackson, right? And many other guys. And he's also competing in grappling. He's doing the World's No-Gi in one next weekend or
This weekend.
This weekend. And so, guys, super cool, like a legit samurai, right? The one who does all type of martial arts. And thanks so much for giving us the opportunity,
Thank you.
Satoshi.
Thank you for inviting me.
Cool. And guys, we just shot an instruction with him all about takedowns and all about ground game, where he shows like all his submissions that he used in judo that he can apply very well for grappling as well. And it was very cool. It was something like was the first time ever I trained with someone who is like Olympic gold medal in judo. So it was a very special day. But you had a lot of questions, right, Michael? So Michael's gonna start here with some questions, and let's have fun.
Yeah, I was going to say that I felt Satoshi's strength today, and the strongest guy I've ever felt on the feet is a guy I train with a lot, Travis Stevens. And I don't think I've ever felt anyone with a grip like Travis's. I felt it today.
Thank you.
There was a situation where a couple of things he was showing me with the grip was just unbelievable. We're talking about he's a lot bigger guy. We were talking on the mat, and I said to him, "Oh, Satoshi, you lift a lot?" "Oh, yeah." He said, "We're talking about different weights that he lifts. He doesn't bench press a lot because he hurt his shoulder, but he said, "Oh, I deadlift about 315." I said, "Yeah, I can do that, but that's strong." He said, "No, kilo." Oh, well, I can't do that. That's 700 pounds.
Yeah, 315 kilos is around 700 pounds
so,
in kilos.
No, I can't do that. So he is freakishly strong. His grip is even stronger than his function. So I want to talk to you. I talked to him a little bit today, and a funny thing, I said to him, "Satoshi, how good were you as an elementary school competitor in judo? Because judo, the way I understand it, is kind of the national sport of Japan, correct?"
Yeah.
So what age did you start at?
When I was 10 years old, I think. Yeah.
Okay. And I asked him, how good were you as an elementary school kid?
I was not. Actually, I was not until 17 years old. And 17 years old, I started to win the tournament.
So listen to this. So this is someone who really struggled from the age of 10 all the way to 17. I said to him, "Were you even a state champion in high school?"
No, never become a champion.
And then at 17, not only did you start to win in high school, you became the Olympic alternate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Satoshi, what was the flip? What was the difference between you from 10 to 17 years old and 17 to 21 where you won the Olympics? Like,
I think first when I was 17 years old, my body was changed. You know what I mean? Like getting mature.
I got it, getting mature.
Yeah, and I my tall is more high. Like I was 170 centimeters, but like 1 year, then 10 centimeter up, then the body also grow up, and 10 kilo. Like I used to be 95, but this 1 year, then I grow like 10 kilo more.
I got it.
So I did a lot of lift weight, and then it made me change.
I got it.
So everything kind of came together at once for you.
Yeah.
Because just think about that for a second. I would say that judo in Japan is probably more competitive than wrestling is in the United States. So it's almost like a high school junior who isn't even state champion The next year, he goes and is better than all the guys in college at Iowa State, Penn State, and he's able to be an Olympic alternate. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Oh, Satoshi, and I read online that you were also the youngest national champion in Japan as well, right?
Yes, all Japan champion. Yeah.
That's really
And usually, if someone's going to win if they're going to win at a young age, it's almost always at a low weight because the bigger guys take longer to mature. And you did this at heavyweight, right?
It was when I get all Japan championship. I was under 100 kilo.
Okay.
My category was, but
It's still over 200 pounds.
Yeah, 200 pounds. But all Japan championship is open weight.
Yeah.
So I have to compete a lot of big guys.
Oh, so the All Japan means that you won the open class,
Open class, yeah.
even though you were under 100 kilo.
Yeah, open class. It is open. Like,
And you won that at what age?
19 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the All Japan Championship, so just to set the stage, how many spectators would they have at something like that?
Actually, Japanese think more. It is more important competition than Olympic.
The All Japan, I know.
Yeah,
It's-
Olympic, yeah.
It's one of those legendary
Yeah,
competitions.
Emperor of Japan watching this competition, and it is honor to compete in this competition.
And where do they hold it?
It is Tokyo.
Okay, but in a big arena?
Because Nippon, Japan Budokan, like I don't know how to say English, like traditional place,
Okay.
near Emperor place,
Yeah, but it's a big stadium.
Yeah, big and most
Wow.
traditional and historical place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And guys, Satoshi also did MMA and he did a lot of matches. I think your record's 18-8, right?
Yeah, 88 and one draw.
I got it. And what was your motivation like to go to MMA? Like what were you tired of doing judo, or you didn't have that motivation to win tournaments in judo anymore? What was that?
Actually, when I was young, when I was kid, I thought my father is most strongest guy, in the world, and I asked so many times, you are most strongest guy in the world, right? And he said, I'm not, and most strongest guy fight tonight against Funaki. He's a Japanese guy, He said Hickson Gracie is most strongest guy this moment. And I watched this fight, and I know that I know MMA,
Yeah.
Then I thought I wanna challenge MMA one day.
I got it.
Yeah, and after Beijing Olympic, and I want to challenge MMA, so I changed.
I got it.
Yeah.
One thing I'll add to that is that you hear 18-8. Obviously, that doesn't blow you away. But when you start to look closer, most MMA guys, their very first fight is a local competition. They're going to beat someone easy, and they try to build a career. His very first fight was in Pride against the legend Yoshida.
Yeah. Main event.
And then he fought. The main event in front of what? Probably 80,000 people or something.
I'm not sure how many
But a lot.
people. Yeah, a lot.
And then very early in his career, he gets Fedor. And then there's a decision that he lost to Rampage that almost everyone says that he won.
Yeah.
There's 2 fights with Crow Cop in there. We're talking about really good guys.
Yeah.
This is a guy who has a real chance to. He's still relatively young for a heavyweight, 31.
Yeah, 31.
He's looking to fight well into his 40s. So someone getting better. Don't sleep on this guy. There's a chance that we could be hearing about him as like an MMA star. He's still getting better.
Yeah, I think in my entire life, the only 2 gold medals in the Olympics that I ever exchanged techniques with, it's him and Harry Cejudo.
Yeah.
Right. No one else. Like Travis got second, right?
Yeah.
Got silver, and some guys in Brazil that I know got bronze, but I had never shared the medal with someone who got gold. So that was a very special day.
Yeah, for sure.
Japanese people said it is stupid move. I change sports, and because judo is very big business in Japan, and I can if I stay in judo, then I can make more money than MMA. But I want to challenge. Life is once, and I wanted to challenge to MMA.
So what you're really saying is that it would have been a much safer route for you to stay as the Olympic champion at 21, just in judo for your whole life. You would have had a much easier life, but you sort of chose the challenge.
And training was so hard. So that's why.
So let's talk a little bit about that. Like, tell us what life was like. Like, what is judo training like in Japan when you're preparing for the Olympics?
Yep.
First, I woke up 5:30 and a.m. and we start running and physical exercise that push up or climbing rope, so on.
So even as a heavyweight, you would climb rope.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Or just hand, and it is 1 hour and a half, So finish around 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we rest few hours, and 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. to noon, 2 hours we do sparring, 7 minutes, 15 round, around 10 to 15 round. And
Of probably 8-minute rounds?
7 minutes round.
7 rounds,
Yeah.
okay. And
7
10 to
minutes.
15 rounds?
Yeah, 10 to 15.
Are you allowed to take any off, or are you?
Between 1 minute, I think 1 minute.
1 minute break.
1 minute break, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. More, maybe 30 seconds. I'm not sure.
But there's no taking rounds off.
No. And, and 3:30 till 6 o'clock, also sparring.
How many
Again,
rounds at 3:30 to
like
6?
same, 7 minutes, 15 round.
So you're doing 20 to 30 rounds a day?
Yeah,
And they're probably all national champions and all that kind of thing.
yeah, a lot of top fighter. And 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock, we did lift weight, bench press, squat, so on.
Yeah, so guys, 5:30 to
serious.
7, 10 to 12, 3 to 4:30, or 3:30 to 5.
No, 3:30 to 6 o'clock. around
3:30
6.
to 6
They're doing another 10 to 15 rounds.
and 8 to 10. So that's really, really impressive. And then I asked him, we talked earlier, right? And then I asked him, and how many times per week? He answered, 6 times per week. That's
So I
very,
think
very
that
Sunday
impressive.
begs the question, like, is the technique really better in Japan, or are they just training more? I mean, because I don't know that anybody's doing that yet.
Technique much better. Japan is much better than other country.
Okay.
Yeah, much better.
Do you
Yeah.
feel that just because of the depth of the talent and the fact that judo started in Japan?
Because Japanese are not so big than other country, so we need more technique than other country guys players. So we always explore new technique and how to use kimono, how to grip, So
So as far as like those two practices, the one from 10 to 12 and the one from 3:30 to 6, is there any technical training in there?
no, it's sparring. When I was junior high school and high school, we did a lot of technical training. But when I was an Olympic player, it was university. I'm a student of university.
Yeah.
So that moment we need more, sparring. A lot of sparring.
So there really wasn't a lot of technical training
No.
once you get to that.
No.
Okay. So they kind of give you that to learn when you're in junior high school and high school, and then when you get past then, it's
Yeah.
kind of on you.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, you were going to school while this was going on? Well, this 4-time-a-day training?
Actually, not.
No.
Actually, yeah.
You were?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. That wouldn't be possible.
I couldn't. I
Yeah.
couldn't.
When? Yeah.
No, that's amazing. And nowadays you are doing grappling as well, right? You're gonna compete the words no gi.
Yeah.
And this and that. What's your goal? Like, what's your motivation to?
Actually, I'm interested already. When I was 19, 20 years old, I already start to learn BJJ in Tokyo, and I met Galbao in Tokyo.
A drag of home?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I already wanted to compete BJJ, but Japan Federation is very strict, so I couldn't compete. BJJ or other sports. Then now Quintet Sakuraba, Mr. Sakuraba gave me some chance to grappling match. Then I start to compete quintet.
Good.
Then and I met some Polaris guy, like president of Polaris, and they invite me to compete in Polaris, and now I started to make career of grappling. Then
Good.
It is really help to MMA fights also.
I got it.
Yeah, yep. Like real training. It is real.
I got it.
Competition. Yeah.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
I went to the quintet event with the guys that we filmed with out in Vegas, the Desert Squad guys, and we watched, and the production was amazing. The one thing, if you want to make your production better for a live grappling show, hire the lady that used to scream for pride, because that's all I remember. Because the lady who screamed for pride, who screams out your name. I mean, I don't want to try to do the impression, but it's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. I remember when I was like 14, 15 years old, I used to go to my friend's house at night. Everybody would get together just to watch the Pride.
Yeah.
And that lady is screaming.
Yeah.
Well, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So you did that. So turns out you tell us where you went for MMA training, or where do you do most of your MMA training?
Right now,
Yeah.
I work on a lot of striking, but
where? What country?
Croatia in Zagreb in Croatia.
And so you train with Krokop.
With Krokop, yeah.
So that's
Yeah, everybody always speak very, very high about Krokop. As a fighter, of course, and as a person as well. So
Yeah.
everybody says that he's very friendly and very
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah.
And
what is day-to-day training like when you're in Zagreb?
Twice a day.
Yeah.
Morning conditioning and strength training.
So what are you doing for conditioning and strength?
Running and like lift weight or
Pull-ups,
pull
body
ups
weight
or
stuff.
and technique training.
Yeah.
And in evening we do more MMA training. Sparring.
Now, how hard do you go when you spar MMA? Because when you spar in judo or jiu-jitsu, seems like it's a good idea to go 100%. Doesn't seem like it would be a good idea to go 100% with head kicks and punches and all that.
Yeah, but when training camp start,
Yeah.
we do 100%.
You spar 100%.
Yeah, but we are like 6 minutes and training partner, two training partner,
Okay.
but two or three.
Yeah.
Every 2 minutes change new opponent. They wait. They came for me, and I spar 6 minutes 3 round.
Yeah.
But every 2 minutes new opponent. They rest. They spar just 2 minutes. But I spar 6 minutes 3 round. Every 2 minutes change.
that's
It is very help.
Oh, Satoshi, and why did you choose Croatia? Did you know Krokop before? How was it?
Because I lost him. I lost fight and twice. Then I want to learn from him. Then I contact him. Then he said you are always welcome. Then I go there. Then I was shocked. Really good training system there, and the people is nice. And I want training there. So that's why I moved to Croatia.
So talk about, I understand that Krokop's a little bit of a jokester. He has to play tricks on you.
Yeah.
Can you talk about some of we've heard some stuff on Rome, but can you tell some stuff that he's done?
Yeah, he said he teach me some Croatian word. He said "jabiebo." Jabiebo means I wanna fuck you,
Okay.
And but he said it is goodbye, Thank you, goodbye. And I got some interview from some Croatian TV or something. Then, and he said you can speak English, but last you have to say "jabiebo," Then
It would be rude not to.
yeah, it is just goodbye,
Wow.
Then I said I had some interview. Then said "jabiebo," But everybody laughing, And he said it is not goodbye,
Wow.
Oh, that's amazing.
And what was the story with the when you with the paperwork?
When when I getting visa paper in Croatia, and he's my lawyer. He called my lawyer. Then please tell Satoshi you have to go to army for 6 months. You know.
And he didn't just tell you like 5 minutes later, right?
Yeah.
He let it go for 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days. Yeah.
So for 3 days, you thought you were going to have to be in the
Yeah, I
Croatian
have to-
army
yeah, I
for
have
6
to go,
months in order to train the country.
No,
Oh
and
my God.
also like it's not like an MMA guy telling you this, right? Because I heard that Krokop is very high on Croatia, right? I
Yeah.
heard
It's
that
like the
he's a-
Michael Jordan of like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
he was actually, I think he was a police. He works in the police before.
Like special police, you know,
Yeah.
like FBI, you know.
I got it. Yeah, so you would trust if someone tells that, right? It's not like an NBA coach telling you that. It's the guy who works in the police, this and that, who is very involved in the country. So that's amazing.
We won't get into the story, but we had heard another story from our good friend Dean Lister about another fighter that he had played a joke on, and we brought that up to Satoshi. We said, "Oh, we heard that Krokop plays jokes." He's like, "Oh my God, you have no idea!" And then he went into, and there's like a lot more stories than that. But we got to get him on the podcast one time. We have to go there to meet him or something like that.
Yeah, and I remember when I was younger, right, and I was watching a lot of MMA, especially Pride.
Yeah.
Two of my favorites were Fedor
Yeah.
and Krokop.
Yeah. for
I
sure.
mentioned Verdun here because he was on my mind, but he's also one of my favorite
Yeah.
MMA fighters. But Krokop and Fedor was like two of my very favorites. You know,
Yes. Right kick hospital, left kick cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's amazing. And guys, we just shot an entire instructional with Satoshi about takedowns for Jiu-Jitsu and also about his ground game. And we're going to launch soon at bjjfanatics.com. So we hope you guys all enjoyed. And today we are doing the podcast. Here's our third episode. And we are also live on Facebook, on our Facebook group, and also on our YouTube channel. So it's been different for us. We're doing live.
Yeah.
Yeah, and any question left here, Michael?
I was gonna say, like, what are some of the similarities? Like, what are some of the techniques that you've been able to use from judo into jiu-jitsu? So, for like, what are some of your favorite things?
Judo to
Yeah, what are some of the techniques that you've taken with you?
I think I like to use Osoto,
Okay.
Ouchi. I can use MMA also, you know.
Yeah.
And
You've used a lot of throws in MMA.
yeah, always use Ouchi, Osoto, and Kimura. I like to use Kimura.
I felt that today.
Yeah.
That was nasty.
Yeah, and also gi, you know, some small details, you know, just you can see you can see when you know watch a DVD, then you know very small details like just this 10 centimeter different,
Yeah.
then you know big difference, you know.
That's one thing I noticed today when Satoshi had some gripping sequences that we've made videos with the best grippers in the U.S. Jimmy Pedro and Travis Stevens are the best I've ever seen. And while I won't say that Satoshi's better than those guys are amazing, it was different. Like, he was doing some stuff that they're not doing. He was grabbing on places that I've never seen. He likes to grab right here a lot. And he explained why. He was very, very detailed with everything that he showed. He did these little, like, he showed some really cool nuances where, I mean, when someone pulls, he opens the hand only halfway. It was stuff that, I'm not saying that these guys don't know it. I'm saying that I hadn't seen it before, and it was incredible.
Yeah, and guys, Michael is a Jiu-Jitsu black belt and also Judo black belt.
Yeah, and I could really appreciate from Satoshi. And I didn't offer to do any tachiwaza with him because it would feel like Gronkowski scoring a touchdown and I'm the football. But he was I could just feel the strength on some of
And
the grip breaks.
guys, just so you guys have an idea of the level we were talking about, when he won the Olympics, the French guy, Teddy
Renier. I think that was the
Ted-
last time he's lost, right?
Yeah,
What was the 2008 Olympics? Even though it wasn't you, it was on the other side of the bracket.
yeah,
But he took a bronze that day.
yeah. He was
And
bronze.
He took, and since then he's won, 150 straight matches or something like that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
hasn't lost since then.
So, guys, the French guy who is considered the best judo guy, like the one who broke the record, right, who won the most titles,
Yeah, Teddy Renier.
he got third place in the Olympics when Satoshi won. So it's
Yeah.
I think it was the last time that he lost was in 2008. So it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was in this division that Satoshi won. So imagine like how hard was that division.
Yeah.
And what's very, very impressive that I mentioned in the beginning as well is that he was the youngest heavyweight to win the Olympics in judo as a 21 years old. And he was also the lightest heavyweight to win that division.
Yeah.
So every time you see someone winning that division, the guy is very, very heavy. And he was the lightest one to win that division.
So it was all with the technique. I think that shows.
Exactly. So, and you weighed 110 kilos, you said, right?
It was 108 kilo.
108 kilos,
yeah.
which is 216, around 230 pounds. Around that, if I'm not...
Yeah, a little more, but...
My math here might be wrong. or 240, I'm not sure.
240. But I'm guessing, though, if you really wanted to cut, you probably could have made 100 kilo, correct?
Yeah, and I never, I didn't lose any point, you know. So zero, always zero.
Nobody scored any point on you?
No, even one, even no penalty.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Yeah, so guys, he was around 240 pounds, the lightest guy in the division. He won the Olympics. Nobody scored 1 point on him, not even penalty.
Yeah.
And he won the Olympics, and the guy who got third is the one who broke the record on judo and isn't that who hasn't lost in 10 years. So we are talking here about the highest of the highest level of judo. And nowadays he's 31 years old. He was born in 86. And you can see that he loves the grinding, right? He's still like training a lot now for MMA and this and that. So that's amazing to see. Like you still have this fire to train and
yeah, I like to train. Yeah, it is my life.
I got it. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And any other question, Michael?
No, I think it's been a true honor to talk to you. All I can say is that the video is terrific. If you're looking to get better at takedowns and also use a really heavy judo top game, there was some really cool stuff in there. Some very, very detailed. I mean, with the stuff that they don't really teach too much here in America. A lot of very Japanese techniques that I hadn't seen and I thought were terrific.
Got it. Yeah, so guys, just make sure to check bjjfanatics.com. We are doing our best to bring the best instructional videos. And also, we made this podcast, I have mentioned in some episodes before, with this goal, to talk with all these stars when they are here. And it's been a huge pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Satoshi.
Thank you.
Always, guys.
Thanks, guys.